Okay, we're going to look at something called the sine rule. You're going to need the scientific calculator, as I said in class for this one. Okay, now the first thing that we're going to put down is the formula that's given to you in the exam, okay, which is this. A over sine A equals B over sine B equals C over sine C. Now I'll explain more about this when you get into class, but just make sure that you've got that copied down. That's in the formula sheet. That is called the sine rule. Okay, right, sine rules are all about triangles and finding the lengths of sides and the sizes of angles that are inside triangles. Okay, so let's start with this one. So let's take this down. A, B and C. Okay, now when you're labelling triangles, what you do is you label the corners of the triangles here, here and here. You label them with capital letters, so that's capital A, capital B, capital C. Now what you then do is opposite the capitals, you then have the same letter in lowercase, so that would be lowercase a, lowercase c, and lowercase b. Alright, okay, that's first thing. Okay, next move, let's try an example one. This stuff's best explained by just doing a few examples. Okay, example one, A, B, and C. I'm going to say that that angle on there is 47 degrees. I'm going to say that this one here is 36 degrees. And I'm going to call that A and put a question mark next to it. And I'm going to call that B, and I'm going to say that that is 7 centimetres. Okay. Now, the first thing that we want to do with this question is write down the sine rule. A over sine A equals B over sine B equals C over sine C. Now your next move is to decide what kind of information have you been given. Now you've been given information about A and you've been given information about B. Now see, if you look closely, you haven't been given any information about C. Okay. So you can see that clearly. I don't have the length of the side, I don't have the size of the angle. So if I don't have any information about C, what I do is I cross that out and I concentrate on A and B. Okay, now what we're going to do with this question is we're going to find the length of A. So that's the top bit there, A. Okay, so it's going to be A over sine A. So sine A, so the capital letter A, we can see the capital letter A has got an angle which is 47. So that's sine 47. Okay, so this is just about making substitutions. If I now look for lowercase b, you can see clearly that lowercase b is 7, so you replace that with 7. And then it's over sine b. So sine capital B, so it's capital B is 36 degrees, so that's sine 36. Okay, now let's just go over that again, right? So you've got information about A, you've got information about B, you don't have any information about C, so you scrub that, okay? A over sine A equals B over sine B. You then start to substitute things in. Now A is the thing that you're looking for, that's why there's a question mark next to it, so just write that down again. And then it's sine capital A, so go to capital A, that's 47, sine 47. Lowercase b, go to lowercase b, it's 7, so write down 7, and then it's sine of capital B, which is sine of 36. Okay, now my next move is I do something called cross multiply. That means you multiply that by that, and you multiply that by that. Okay, so it's a diagonal multiplication. Now, the reason why you can do that is because diagonal multiplication always works. So if you've got half a pizza, that's the same as 2/4 of a pizza. Well, 1 times 4 is 4, and that would be equal to 2 times 2, which is also 4. So what we can do here is multiply diagonally. So what I get then is A times sine 36 is equal to 7 times sine 47. Okay, now my next move is that times sine 36. I now bring that down and I divide. So my next line is A equals 7 times sine 47. And I bring that sine 36 down and divide sine 36. Okay, now at that point, you want to pick up your calculator and press that button. Now, once you do so, next thing you want to do is on the top line of the calculator, write this in, say 7 times sine 47, then go to the bottom of the calculator and put in sine 36, and at that point, you just hit equals. Okay, now at that point, you should get 8.7 centimetres. Now, for whatever reason, if your calculator's not working, we can sort that out tomorrow, but just the most important thing is you get your working down, okay? Let me just go over that one again, right? So the first thing that you do is you write A over sine A equals B over sine B equals C over sine C. You then check for a letter for which you don't have any information. That's C. So there's nothing for C. I don't have a length and I don't have an angle. I cross it out. A over sine A equals B over sine B. The next thing you do is you cross multiply, which means you do that times that is equal to that times that. A times sine 36 is equal to 7 times sine 47. You then bring the times sine 36 down and you divide. So you get 7 times sine 47 divided by sine 36, put it into the calculator like that, put that stuff there, and you should get 8.7. Let's try an example 2. Okay, example 2. Okay, A, B, C. Okay, so this time I'm going to say that A is 27 degrees, B is 21 degrees. Okay, so let's label, so capital C, so that must be small c. Capital A, that must be small a. Capital B, that must be small b. Okay, so I'm going to put a question mark next to A, because that's the one that I'm looking for. Okay, next thing I'm going to say is that B is equal to 4.2 centimetres. Okay, so that's all the information. Make sure you get that down. Next move, write down the formula. A over sine A equals B over sine B equals C over sine C. Now check what information you don't have. I don't have anything for C. Cross it out. Okay, next line, A over sine A. So small a, that's the thing that I'm looking for. So keep that small a. Sine capital A, go to capital A, there's capital A there. 27, so that's sine 27 is equal to small b, go to small b, what's small b is 4.2 divided by sine capital B, go to capital B is 21, sine 21. Okay, next move, what did I do last time? Do the same again, cross multiply, that times that equals that times that, so A times sine 21 is equal to 4.2 times sine 27. Okay, next move, bring that times sine 21 down and divide. That was the same thing as I did last time. So I've got 4.2 times sine 27 divided by sine 21. Punch all that into the calculator with that button. And let's round it to one decimal place. And you should get 5.3 centimetres. Okay, so you're going to try these two. The first one, you're looking for this side here, A, that's why there's a question mark next to it. And the second one, same goes, it's A, that's why it's got a question mark next to it. So basically the same type of question as the first two that you've did, so just follow them closely, look at the lines. Even if you're not too sure what you're doing, you can still definitely pick up how to do it. And we'll pick up more of those examples tomorrow, but for tomorrow, have a go at these two.